All right, this is episode 2 of the still unnamed podcast. Nate,
Matthew.
and we are just kind of talking. Two brothers who I feel like think the same in a lot of ways, but about different things,
Okay.
if you can say it. Or
For a different perspective now.
coming from different places.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so today we're gonna just talk about us a little bit. Background on us, whatever comes up, whatever questions we have. And yeah, so what do we want to start with?
Well, I guess we can probably start with, I don't know, England, I guess, since that's a unique thing both of us share. So I was born in Oklahoma, but we moved to England shortly before I was 2. And you were actually born in England.
Yeah, I was born there sometime. I don't know how long did you guys live there before I was born?
Not too long.
Our mom was well pregnant with me.
Yeah.
A couple months maybe.
Because I wasn't quite 2 yet.
Yeah.
We left Oklahoma, and I was born 94, and you were born 96, so
Yeah.
it could have been a couple months probably.
Must have been a couple
We
months.
probably moved there in like the summer or something. You were born in August.
Very shortly before I was born. So yeah, we lived there for, I lived there until I was almost 8, so you guys were there for probably about 8 years. Or maybe 8 years exactly. It was for military reasons. Our father was in the military. Air Force, yep. And for 22 years.
Yep.
22 years. But we didn't move around a ton. We lived in England, and then we moved to Utah.
Been here ever since.
Yeah, been here ever since. So, but yeah, England is where that was my first home. So
What are some of the highlights of your childhood there?
my childhood there. It's crazy because I don't remember a ton of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, because I was just so young, but and a lot of like the memories I have of it are like I can feel them, but it's like not vivid,
Mm-hmm.
And like it's also hard to remember like what do I remember from videos and what I remember experiencing, But I don't know, like I remember the AYA. It was like the after school place for kids when their parents were still working on base. So I don't know, there's a couple things that I remember about that place. One, I remember one time, for some reason, your and I's recesses lined up.
Oh.
And I remember hanging out with you in recess and thinking that was cool, because, I don't know, like, you're my brother, and then, I don't know, it wasn't normal. And I remember climbing on like the playground equipment, and there was someone had scratched into the playground equipment grills rule, and we were making fun of that because they misspelled girls, and we thought it was funny. That was when we were super young. That was one thing, and then this memory is really rough, and I don't know, I might be remembering it, but I think I was at the AYA when the solar eclipse happened there, which is when the didn't happen here in North America, which is interesting.
I know. But for once only, we were at home.
Okay, so, and that's what, I don't know, like, I don't know
She
why.
said that they were inside, they were watching it off of reflecting off the hood of their
Oh,
vehicle.
we must have been really young.
Yeah.
Okay, but I feel like I remember that for some reason. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just so significant of an event that I remember it even though I was super young.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I attached it to that place.
Mm.
But I feel like I remember that. I remember traveling. I remember playing Mario Kart in the hospital.
Yeah.
That was always fun because we didn't have our own console, and I liked Mario Kart.
Still playing it today.
Yeah, still playing it. Yeah, I do remember quite a bit. The more I talk about it, the more I
Yeah, that's
remember.
kind of how it works.
Yeah. But what about you?
Well, I do remember the area quite a lot. I just think I spent most of the summer there when Mom was working. There's some. I remember the very first time I went there, Mom dropped me off at one of the classrooms there. And then I escaped and chased her in the parking lot.
Nice. That's kind of funny. I'm going to jump in right here because I had the complete opposite reaction. The first time I got dropped off at the CDC because I was younger and this was the place for the younger kids. It was like more like daycare. I curled up in the cubby and cried for like hours and asked for my mom. Anyway.
But then after I finally knew I leave, right? That's how it goes. But yeah, I just remember I played to myself a lot there just because I just thought that's kind of how I am. I just love her. But I do. It's funny because a lot of my memories of there are like of bad things that happened there.
Oh.
Like I saw this one kid was at one of the computers and he liked to lean back in his chair a little bit and he lost his balance and there was no headrest so he fell backward and hit the back of his head
Oh my gosh.
on the ground and it was kind of hard. Like
Oof.
it was carpet but
It's still whack.
still a good whack. I saw her. Remember him screaming and next I had to call the paramedics because he
Wow.
was bleeding pretty bad.
Oh wow.
So that was kind of
I don't know
traumatic.
if I've ever
I guess.
heard that story.
And he never did that again.
I bet. Wow.
And there was another time that I was out from the playground and all of a sudden I heard yelling and then I turned around and looked and there was two kids fighting.
Yeah.
And they looked like the way they were fighting reminded me of rock and soccer robots.
Oh, okay.
Because they weren't blocking or anything. They were just
Punching each other.
punching each other in the stomach.
Oh my gosh.
As hard as they could over and over again. And then they were both right over their faces being like beet red.
Yeah.
And they were just punching. And then they both started crying. And they both started throwing up, so.
No way. What the heck? So at the same time, did someone win? Someone get in
there
first?
were the teachers running out there and trying to break it up.
And then they threw up?
I don't know, it's like they were. The fight was kind of over by the time the teachers got out there. So they were just, I guess they were following into the fight.
Oh my gosh.
So that was pretty crazy. And then one time I remember I got hurt because somebody hit me in the face with a pillow. And at that, I was starting to be getting weakness in my legs back then, so I fell over. I hit my head in the ground.
Oh.
And that hurt.
Yeah. Like your head got hit pretty bad. Jeez.
Yeah, and then, I think that was a couple of good memories. I met this kid named Tommy. And he was kind of quiet like me. And we used to play, like, I don't know, we had these, they were like, from League logs, it was the roof tiles that were kind of long sticks. And we used to get a little ball that we used to hit back and forth. We were playing, like, basically, like...
do you need your eyes wiped?
It's the right one.
Okay.
Anyway, so we used to play, basically, like, air hockey, but with a ball with sticks.
Mm.
And then I remember I got to go to his house one time, and there was a couple other guys with him, friends that were over, and we played some tank game on the Nintendo 64.
Mm.
But it's like my first experience with anything like that. I just didn't understand.
Like a video game?
Yeah, I didn't understand what I was doing, and I was like, I just kind of like did terribly, I think, but whatever. But that was interesting. It was my first time. So I remember going over to his house. So that was kind of interesting.
Huh. That's interesting.
And as far as like my highlights, I think the field trips were definitely highlights. Because we got to go to some really, like, just really cool field trips that were like to castles and museums and...
Yeah, those were cool.
Those are awesome, like... Yeah, and then we came to America, it was like... Our first field trip was...
The worst field trips ever.
Was like the lamest museum ever.
The one in Syracuse?
Yes.
The one where you, like, go a block down?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I remember the last field trip that I had in England was to London, and we went to the aquarium and, gift shops and all of this stuff. Like, I can't even remember everything we did. It was, like, got this whole day and, like, that we all took a bus. Like, I don't know, how much of a drive was that?
It was, like, 2 hours, I think.
Like 2 hour drive both ways, like this amazing day where, and like, then you come to America and it's like, all right, they probably had like a $50 budget.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird, it's interesting because it's like this is America, but because we were on a military base, the Department of Defense got more funding.
Exactly.
And so it's like, we had a very good educational experience in England. And coming here, it was just so lackluster and disappointing and easy. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And it just felt like, this place is just, I don't know, easy or something.
Yeah, it just felt easy. It was like...
Yeah.
But I remember in 4th grade, that was the last year I had there. But in England, we were doing, like, multiplying fractions and things. And when I got here, in 5th grade, they hadn't even realized their 5 times tables yet.
Yeah.
And it was just a joke because I just remember, like they had a free test, and I got, like, all of them right, and I did, like, the fastest in the class.
Yeah.
And because of that test, for the rest of that time, they were doing multiplication. I just didn't have to do it.
Well, that's cool.
So.
But then you weren't doing anything.
Yeah, I just, like, I was really bored. Like,
And see, why didn't they just skip you a grade?
Luckily, I was reading. I read books. I started reading chapter books, and that's just what I did.
You started reading what?
Irish chapter books.
Oh, just bigger books.
Like I just read books while they were doing their multiplication stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just.
It's just like, but then
It's an example of how much of a difference funding can make.
yeah, that's true. It's really true. And I was talking to Mom about this, and she was saying something that the teachers there, they have like very high qualifications, and they pick like the best teachers to teach at those schools. And I wonder why that is.
I think it's just like because the Department of Defense gets so much money. I think that they just. I don't know. The Air Force seems to have this idea that it's not just the person serving, it's the family. So they really try to make the family experience good.
That's true. And we, as a family, I feel like did have a pretty good experience.
Yeah. So I think that's a big part of it. And usually most of the teachers were either spouses of military members or they were teachers from England. Because I remember like my Mr. Gores was actually a German citizen, I believe.
He had a German accent?
Yeah, he had a German accent, and I think he was a hard teacher. But I did really well in his class, though.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I just remember that story about him, that he got mad at you for sneezing or something, right? Wasn't that?
No, I think you're mixing up two stories.
Oh.
Because when I was there, I had like an aide that helped me do things. And one time he had like the loudest sneeze I ever heard.
Your aide?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was just like so loud and like, my teacher's like, "Are you okay?"
Wow.
And there was another time where my teacher was just like, she's like, "We're not gonna do snack time today." And so I had an apple, and I was eating it in class.
Yeah.
I was hiding it under my desk and taking a light.
Yeah.
Every now and then he saw me, forgot at me. I was like,
Oh. I don't know if I'd heard that story. I thought there was a story that I heard where he said, like, contain yourself or something like
I don't
that.
remember that.
What the heck? Maybe I was just hearing Mom talk about something else then. I always attributed it to that, though.
Yeah. And, yeah, so our educational experience over there was top tier.
Yeah. And I think they probably had a higher salary for those teachers, which made it more competitive and allowed them to pick the cream of the crop too. So maybe you can contribute that to funding, I don't know. But at the same time, if everyone had that funding, then the field would be more diverse. And, yeah, well, anyway.
Why don't you tell a little bit about your Spanish immersion? Because that was kind of a interesting.
Yeah, so I was in like a Spanish immersion program, and it started in first grade, and it was supposed to be first, second, third, I think, and then I'm not sure, but they might have had a continued program at the higher schools, but I was only in it for first and second. So in first grade, we were just learning the basics, vocabulary, stuff like that. I remember we would play those like educational games on the computer, and like there was a Spanish one, and I remember in England when we had fog delays. That was always great because so what a fog delay was if there was fog in England, school would get delayed 2 hours. Which, when you come to Utah, is like, everyone thinks that's amazing, because school doesn't get canceled here if you have 3 feet of snow. But, and if you had any snow in England, school would get canceled. Any at all. If there was one flake, school's canceled, no one's driving. But when even there was fog, we'd get 2 hours of delay and wait for the fog to clear from the morning. No one would want to drive in the thick fog. And when in first grade, when we had fog delays when we got in, my teacher would just say, okay, it's a free day. Like, you guys can do literally whatever you want. Just go do stuff until lunch, and then after lunch, go do stuff, you know? And so I remember, like, you know, coming in after the fog delay and the teacher saying that and being like, this is awesome, and going and playing on the computer and playing those games. But then, you know, we celebrated Cinco de Mayo. That was always a big deal. We had parties, and we would have parties where we would go from the first grade to the second grade to the third grade class, because there were all of us that were celebrating. And I remember, because I had so many allergies, Mom was like, don't eat any of the food that they have there, just to be safe. You know, nobody's gonna, like, know what you're allergic to. Because I was literally allergic to, like, everything.
Yeah.
Like, everything. And Mom sent me with tortillas and, like, a little thing of powdered sugar. That was my Cinco de Mayo snack. And so that's another thing I remember. And I remember when everyone else was, like, eating snacks, I'd be like, oh, like, I want to go get a snack. So I'd go back to my classroom and, like, pour some powdered sugar in my tortilla, and then, like, eat my snack really quick and then run back up to the party, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but,
That's what it was, huh?
well, yeah, it's what it was. Do you...
Not yet, not yet.
Yeah, so that was that. I think that might have been in second grade. In second grade, half the day we were speaking Spanish. So in the first half of the day we'd speak Spanish. We would say the American Pledge of Allegiance in Spanish, which is really interesting.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and we would do all of our subjects in Spanish. And then third grade was supposed to be full day Spanish, but then we moved, and then there was no availability for any kind of Spanish immersion.
Yeah.
We moved here, and I lost it, unfortunately. But yeah, that was school. So
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else. Really interesting stories with school. But there was the one time that we were going to lunch. There was a kid in my class that was always messing around and doing stuff, and he I guess apparently he also, they turned the microwave on for an hour as we were leaving the classroom. And so nobody knew anything.
yeah,
Until it exploded.
it exploded
It exploded.
in your class.
Yes.
What, dude? You had the craziest stuff happen. Like,
And so I don't know, like, it was at lunch when it happened. But I just remember coming out of lunch.
the kids in your class, like, in just your grade, your age, just something
And we were
different.
going down. I was going to go down the hallway to go to the classroom, and I don't know. I just remember this being this awful smell when I walked in down the hallway.
You're like, what is
And
that?
then I don't know how it exactly happened. But all they said is, we're not going back to the classroom today. And so we got to spend for lunch till into school on the playground.
Did they tell you what happened that day? Or they just,
I-
like, told the parents?
I don't know exactly how I figured it out. But I think because someone claimed they saw me do it.
Oh.
And so they asked me about the microwave, and they said it exploded. I was like, I didn't touch the microwave. Like,
Yeah, what?
why did I even do that?
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. It was kind of fun to go outside
Yeah.
for 2.5 hours, but
So you got to hang out in the cafeteria, you said?
no, we were at the outside the playground
Oh, awesome.
for 2.5 hours. So that was
I remember that playground.
Yeah, there was like two. There was one that was down by the kindergarten area,
Yeah.
and there was another one up the top of the hill.
Yeah, it was like this big thing. And then there was like a big, like, pavilion thing, too.
A gazebo.
It was a gazebo. Okay, I thought so, but then I said pavilion. I remember when we got our Game Boy Advances, just going over there and playing my Game Boy during lunch. And then stupidly, we weren't supposed to bring our Game Boys to school. Stupidly, on the way home, I took it out in the car, and then Mom was like, "What are you doing?" And I got in trouble.
Oh,
It was that day though. It was like right after we got them. I think I did it for one day and got caught.
Yeah, like, there was another time that I got falsely accused of something. So I went down to the bathroom, and someone had taken a bunch of toilet paper rolls and just unrolled them all over the bathroom floor.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like this pile of paper everywhere, and so I was like, well, I need to go to the bathroom, so I went, and then I was about to leave, and some third grader walked in, and I was like, you did this. I was like, no.
It wasn't me.
And so luckily that day, though, we had a substitute teacher, and the teacher must have left a note about Michael. That was the name of the kid that was always getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm. There's always that kid.
And so I walked in, and he was like, are you Michael? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, never mind, and go sit down.
This must not be you.
Yeah, exactly. So I was thankful for that.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. There was one time I did legitimately get in trouble at school.
I remember this.
Wait,
You got a green Rocky.
oh, I remember that, though.
A different thing?
For a different time.
Okay.
Where I don't remember what happened. Someone made me mad at the table I was sitting at. And I just, forever just going, like, literally roaring as I broke a crayon. Well, seriously, I
cannot even picture
I can't
you
believe I
doing
did that even still. Like, I was just like,
you were just like,
and I snapped it in half.
Wow.
And so I got a little mark on this wall that you have to stay in for first recess.
Uh-huh.
And so I was mad about getting in trouble, and so when the teacher wasn't looking, I erased my name.
Naturally.
And so I got away with it.
And you got away with it?
You never noticed.
Yes, that's amazing.
And I sort of like, I was guilty for a minute, and I was like,
you know what?
really stupid. And I was like,
yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
so yeah, I that was very unlike me. I must have had a bad day or something.
Yeah. Who knows? Just tired or something.
And I remember, like, I did get one green rocky one time.
So just to explain this real quick. The system of reward and punishment in our school in England, in our elementary school, was golden Rockies, which were a good thing. And if you got 10 golden Rockies, you'd get like this big presentation by the vice principal, and you'd get like given this like necklace and stuff, I think. And then if you like got a green Rocky, then that was bad, and like I think there's probably some kind of consequence system.
Actually, I think the gold rocky you got to have lunch with the principal.
Yeah.
And then you got 10. Well, actually, you got 10 green rockies. You got detention, but I only ever got one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had an 8 in third grade as well. And I don't remember, it was the end of the day. I don't understand why I was upset. I was thinking, if I had a bad day again or something, I was just like, she was trying to get me to do something, and I just looked at her, I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
And so I got in trouble. Obviously, you can't tell
an adult to
without that to shut up in school.
Yeah. I remember hearing that, and I was like, whoa. It's like...
Yeah, and then, I don't think one more thing, this is kind of random, I don't even know why I remember this. We were having a party one time, my classes, and we had like those ready whip containers.
Yeah.
For the spray things, and so I had...
The silly string?
No, like...
Or like for
whip.
whipped cream, okay.
And
yeah.
I was just curious, like I wanted to know if I could make it shoot across the room.
Okay.
And so I
Naturally.
I Like, well, I don't want to do it in the classroom.
Yeah.
So I stole one. I went to the bathroom.
Just for a scientific
And
experiment.
tried it in there.
Yeah.
But it was empty, and all I got was a bunch of air out of it.
You pulled this whole heist, and that's disappointing.
So yeah, that's kind of.
So you just went back with your head down, and
I just threw it away in the bathroom trash can. I was like,
you just went back.
Like, whatever.
Like, I'll never know. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I'd shoot all the way across the room.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I just thought, like, I don't know what I thought.
Yeah, you're a kid. You
Yeah.
wonder. I mean, that's a good question. But yeah, your teacher would probably been like, "What are you doing?" Like, I just, whatever. Just chaos to you, but okay. So that's school. What do you remember about the neighborhood? Yeah.
Well, because I remember we had quite a few different houses while we were there. We moved like 4 or 5 times. I don't know. Apparently, we lived in a wheat field, but I don't remember that house at all.
Yeah.
And then I do remember a house in it was a town called Boughton, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember that a little bit. I remember the pink wallpaper. Do you remember that?
I don't really.
Okay, well, I wasn't. I think it was just a living room, but it has pink on the bottom. I just remember that, and then I don't remember too much. I remember one time I was getting ready for school, and I spilled orange juice all over myself right before I left. But I was really mad about that. I don't know why I remember that specifically.
And did you go to school smelling like orange juice?
I don't know, I
Did you
just changed my
change?
pants.
Okay.
Maybe I even didn't. I think I might have been wearing. So it was, I don't know what to call them.
Overalls?
Those frisbee pants.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Those were bigger back then. People
They
got
were.
annoyed with them, I think, and eventually they stopped.
Right. I do remember I got bit in the hand by a swan
Yeah.
at a duck pond that was near there.
Yeah.
And, I remember the duck was massive.
Yeah.
For swan, I mean, like, swans are kind of bigger animals.
They are bigger,
Bigger
but I
birds,
imagine
but
to a
not that
kid,
bird.
like,
Like, memory is this towering
beast
creature that was just.
gonna,
I was trying to feed her bread, but my mom told me that I had been hurt.
yeah.
So it just bit it tried to get the bread, but it got my hand too.
That hurt.
And I remember one time we were watching.
Did the bite hurt?
Yeah, I hurt, yeah.
Okay.
And then I remember watching. Across the street was a cemetery, but behind the house was a pasture with sheep in it, and I remember watching them round up the sheep to shear them. That was kind of interesting.
That was interesting. Very early memory. Do you remember Oklahoma at all?
No.
See, and that's how I feel about all of the non-base houses. I only remember, I think we had 3, but I only really remember 2, if that's the case. I don't know.
I also remember one time, we had a family that lived next door, or, Brett and Cindy.
Yeah.
They lived next door for a little bit.
I remember them.
And, well, their daughter was over at my house, our house for some reason. And my dad turned the fireplace on, but there was a bird's nest in the top
Oh.
of the fireplace.
Oh no.
And so the smoke all backfilled
Oh no.
into the living room, and so Dad was like, told me to run upstairs with, her name was Sarah, further down as you're in the 6 out thing. Obviously, I guess when you're younger, you tend to remember like either traumatic or really fun memories.
Just exciting things.
Yeah. And I remember, I guess, most of her at that house. When we moved to the base house, we had 3 we already lived in. With the remember the street names, but we had 2 two-story houses.
Mm-hmm.
And they moved to the bungalow
Mm-hmm.
at one point.
Yeah, so, and I think I remember the second 2-story house and then the bungalow. I remember the bungalow very well. Lots of memories there. I remember I had a friend down the street from there, like just a few houses down that I always hung out with. Stefan. Then there was Matthew too.
Yeah.
I didn't really hang out with him as much though.
I think he was a little older.
Yeah, like we knew him.
Yeah.
I think Stefan might have been like a year older than me or something, but he had Pokemon cards and he also played with Bionicles and he had some video games and stuff, so that was cool. But the second 2-story house, I always remember having nightmares about falling down the stairs for some reason.
Well, because there were 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
So the flight and the landing.
It would go, yeah, and then the landing it would turn, and that's what my dream was always about. Was like that, and then.
I know, because there's a railing, or that you could see. This like the bottom flight of stairs, and the landing through. I remember throwing our laundry over it.
Yes.
A lot.
Oh, I remember that, and that was right where the front door was.
No, it was the back door.
It was the back door. Okay. Was that the second base house?
Yeah, so it was like a base house. That was the one they built the new park at.
Okay. I just, for some reason, the way I remembered those stairs was different. Maybe that dream was from the first one. I don't know.
Yeah, because the first one was straight. Was one flight all the way down. So that's when you fell down.
And that's the one where the door was right there.
Right there, yeah.
I fell down.
Let's like. Anyway.
He pushed me down the stairs.
I did not.
I have a letter that you admitted it.
I did not admit it. That's not true.
Okay, you didn't admit it.
Oh, okay.
You said you might have.
Well, it'll always be the hate there.
Yeah. That's just, yep.
Well, that's the other house.
Okay. That's the one I'm remembering as throw our laundry down, though. Was the one with the straight flight of stairs.
Okay.
Did we do that too?
We did too, yeah.
Okay, that's what I remember.
Because there was like, we could just start over the edge and then it would fall down.
Yeah, we did do that at both places. So maybe I do remember all 3 then, a little bit.
Yeah. But then, I don't remember that much about the second one. For no reason. I remember one time we were being babysat by some teenage boy. And we left the house to go play in the new park.
Like he had fallen asleep or something.
Yeah, he'd fallen asleep, and I just remember. I really only remember like one image of him coming out of the house in a panic, looking around for us, and we weren't really that far away. I mean,
I don't remember him at all.
I just had that one image in my head of him freaking out.
And this was the story where Matt wanted to see the firefighters come.
Oh, that story, yeah.
That was that time.
I don't know, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
It was 2 different incidents.
Oh.
Because I just figured her mom was home when I tried to get the lighter.
That was that time?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so there was that time when it was the babysitter. Okay, so then there's a separate time when Matthew wanted to see the firefighters come.
Yes.
And
there was an old tree that was I think it was dead. For me, it was winter, and it was just all leaves were gone out. Forever, but I wanted to set a fire.
Yeah, because logically, that's how the firefighters come.
Yeah, he sets on the fire, and it's like,
So.
I was smart enough to know I didn't want to set a house on fire.
Yeah.
Just something I know.
So let's go for the tree.
And so I talked Nate into.
So yeah, he employed me to get
the
the lighter out of the drawer.
Because that was the only way I knew that fire came from.
Yeah.
Was from a lighter.
Okay, so then we get out of the house. We're over at the tree with the lighter. Like, this plan is about to be executed to perfection.
And the child safety.
The child safety saved the
job.
day. And we cannot light the lighter.
Because Isaac, you have to hold out.
And then Mom sees us, I think.
I think she saw, like, you grabbed something that she wasn't sure, and she was like, okay. Mother's intuition says something's not right, and so they caught me and us, and yeah, we were grounded for a while. I remember that.
I got in trouble, yeah.
I think you got spanked. Which I guess that's pretty bad, honestly.
You know, you had to set a fire.
Like, if we set something on fire, that would be really bad.
That's something to get in trouble for sure. I don't know if I believe in spanking, but it is a different time as well. I'm not going to critique that, but...
Yeah, and so that was an interesting story in that house. Yeah, but the bungalow, I'm trying to think trying to think of some stories from there. Do you remember the pigeon that you rescued?
Yeah, so I remember we were walking to Awana's, or walking home from Awana's.
Which, you want to explain what that is?
Awana's is a, like a weekday club, kind of, for, like, Christian kids to study their verses and basically rank up, and it's like Boy Scouts, kind of, but more so just for, like, a, I don't know, activities and stuff.
Yeah, like play games and...
Yeah.
Alright, so it's mostly just fun things, like I know...
Yeah, dodgeball.
Yeah.
There was, like... I remember you could, like, save up, like, quote-unquote money there.
Yeah, there's a store.
There's a store every so often.
Right, every so often, yeah.
Anyway, so we were, like, walking to or from there, and there was this pigeon that was just, like, on the ground, and we were with our mom, and I think we were just like, what's going on with it? And we were looking at it or something, and, like, it's like half its head looked like...
No, that was not yet, actually.
Oh.
We got it.
Okay.
Put it in a box outside.
Okay.
For no reason, and then at some point, one morning we got up and it looked like a cat had attacked it or something.
Okay, so it was sick, we were trying to help it, and then it was in the box, and then...
It wasn't killed, but I think it died shortly after.
Yeah.
It got hit in the head, looked like.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting.
I remember that, though. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Did we let it go? And then we think it died or something?
I don't remember exactly what happened.
We didn't have much hope for it, at least. But, yeah, that happened.
Oh, you were a penny for a pine cone.
Yeah, we used to get paid a penny for a pine cone that we'd pick up in the yard because we had this huge tree, maybe a couple, that would drop pine cones everywhere.
We should have demanded 5 cents.
Yeah, we should have unionized.
For nickel, because it was like an hour of work for like $1.
Yeah, that wasn't a great pay rate, but I think then they upped it to a pence instead of a cent, which is kind of like a double pay raise. Because then we were getting pounds instead of dollars, and those are worth more.
Yeah.
So, still probably not a great rate. There was a rabbit that would always come and visit that house.
Yeah.
And
Jack.
we would feed it, what was it, Jack?
We called him Jack.
We called him Jack. He would always come to our house because we would give him carrots, I think, or something, or snacks, maybe celery or something.
I think he liked the grass, too.
He liked the grass. Yes, he was always at our house, and we were like, oh, we have a rabbit. Like, that's really cool. And
Then we got our
we got our
dog.
first dog, and his name was Louie, adorable dog, and just like he was awesome. But like one of the first days that we had him there, the rabbit shows up routinely, and him being a puppy and his instincts kicked in, he just chases it, you know, and he's like playful as well. So who knows if he was trying to attack it or just play with it. But this rabbit runs for its life. It's just like booking it. And I think, did you see this
No,
happen?
it
It was
was
just
just
mom. Mom saw this happen, but this rabbit runs for its life, runs to the gate where it gets in because it would go under, and it was going too fast and apparently like ran into the gate, like fell back, then got up and like went under and like got away from our dog.
It never came back.
And it never came back, and now we had a dog, not a rabbit that visited.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's a pretty funny story.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't.
I think, like,
I remember playing with Bionicles a lot. Beyblades. We
Yeah.
had Beyblades. We went on a trip somewhere. I remember we brought our Beyblades. There was a swimming pool that went outside. Something Parks.
oh, Center Parks.
Center Parks?
Parks, I think.
Okay. Center Parks. It was like kind of like a Disneyland-ish.
Wait, it wasn't a theme park. It was
Not
just.
like a theme park, yeah.
It was just like. Oh, what's the word? Like
was
a. Like, it was like a giant recreation center, is what I call it.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. Like.
I've never seen anything like it since.
Yeah, there's like a swimming pool. There's like.
Bunch of different classes.
Yeah, it was right.
You made a clock,
Like
right?
a clock, yeah.
There was like a woodworking class where Matthew made a clock. I can't remember what I did.
I was always swimming a lot when you were there.
Yeah, we swam a lot. And I remember staying in like it was like a cabin or something.
Yeah, it was like
Like you would go and stay there. It was like
you stayed there for a few days.
but it's like this huge recreation. There's just a bunch of stuff to do. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was like it was in kind of a foresty area.
Yeah, I remember the forest area. Yeah, and I remember though while we were there, you sleptwalked.
Yeah,
So
the only
sleepwalked.
time I like. I think, I don't know. I think I was just half asleep.
Yeah.
I was really confused because
Okay.
I was like, I wasn't sure where you were. I remember like, there's like a, I don't know what you want to call it, like there's like an outside door and there's kind of glass. And then there's the inside door, and I just remember opening the inside door, looking out and seeing a forest. Just being like, what?
Where am I?
And then I was like, okay.
So you were
like,
conscious at some level though.
Yeah, so I closed it. I just kind of, I watched my mom and dad. I wasn't even, I didn't know where I was going. I was just like, that's not right. I don't want to go out there. And so I saw, like, I was like, well, I don't want to go back in the room I just came out of. So I somehow found mom and dad's room, and I tripped and fell on a shirt, and
In their room,
yeah.
and they had like seen you come in.
They heard me fall.
Oh.
And then I was like, where am I?
Were they in their room?
Yeah.
Like, what?
That was kind of a weird experience.
I just remember hearing about it the next morning.
Yeah. That was a fun place. I was even like, what's
So
that?
disoriented.
Shuffleboard.
Oh yeah.
We did that too. They were there.
Yeah, there was some shuffleboard. That's right. I didn't mention it. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. There was like other stuff. I wish I could remember the class that I took. Can't remember what I did. I don't know, but yeah, that was really cool. I think we were staying with some friends too, like family friends.
I think Graham Sue
Was
was
it
with us one time.
Graham and Sue. That's what I remember. But yeah, I remember like being in the place where we were like staying and like playing with our Beyblades, and maybe like watching cartoons in the
Yeah,
morning
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
I remember like we used to like to. The reason we like playing with the Beyblades is because every so often when they hit, they would make a spark.
Yeah, and it was whoa, that's
Yeah.
intense. That's real right there, making some sparks.
Apparently there was.
But then they made plastic ones and they were
They
really
didn't
lame.
work as well, yeah.
They
fell apart.
broke but the metal ones were great. They'd last forever.
Apparently there was some TV show, I don't remember where we're seeing it. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, Beyblade TV show. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I think we were watching like Dragon Ball Z or something
Something, yeah.
that day, which is like the only time I think I ever watched Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I remember watching it at a babysitter's house one time. Other than that, no. Well, we didn't have TV. And then because it was expensive.
Yeah, there was like 3 channels that we just
It was
got.
the American, like, military channels.
Yeah, you'd get what, like maybe a news channel.
They got a news channel, a sports channel, and like a family.
Yeah, and so I remember every morning we would, or at least I was watching Elmo's World.
Yeah, we'd watch like the last 5 minutes and the credits of Sesame Street.
Oh, it was only that much?
Yeah, and then we watched Elmo's World.
Right. That's right.
And then we watched like the first 5 minutes of Dora the Explorer.
And make fun of it.
Yes, because it was a girl, and obviously.
We couldn't identify with that show. If we were going to watch it, we had to make fun of it.
Or there was like a fox that we always actually go for. So it was Swiper the Fox.
Oh, yeah, we wanted Swiper to win.
To actually steal, yeah.
Because Dora sucks.
Because apparently all you have to do is yell at a thief and tell it
Yeah.
not to steal something.
Yeah,
And
so...
it won't, right? And
Yeah, so just sneak up and...
anyway.
I remember watching Bob the Builder. I don't think that was in the mornings, though. But yeah, we'd watch Bob the Builder, and then eventually we, like, outgrew Bob the Builder. And then started making fun of Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I think one time we went and saw like a live action Bob the Builder.
Yeah, we went and saw a Bob the Builder play in England.
I think it was like on ice. I think it was like a.
Was it on ice?
I think it was an ice show. Yeah.
Really? I don't remember it being on ice. That's crazy.
I just remember being
I
like
might be
a
right.
rink is what it looked like. I don't know. Maybe it was like not. Maybe the ice wasn't there. Maybe it was just
I don't know.
big season. I don't know.
But yeah, was that in London?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big thing. It was there was a huge audience there. I remember.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I really remember about it, honestly, is I don't know why it's random, but like Dad was talking to Mom about how the guys in the costumes must be really hot under the spotlights.
Very sounds like a dad observation.
Yeah, speaking of London, we went there every 6 months for my appointments there. We always went and did fun stuff though. We got to
Yeah.
ride on that London Eye.
Oh yeah. We always went to this one pizza place where you'd make your own pizza.
Yeah.
And
Esta. It's called Esta, I think.
that's nice. I don't know, but I remember there was a big glass window from the street to see in, and so it'd feel like you're making a pizza in front of everyone on the street. At least that's how I felt as a kid, and it was exciting to me. I was like, everyone's watching me make a pizza. No one's watching, everyone's walking by, but as a kid, that's what I remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and kind of similar to our education experience on mine. The experience with the medical appointments was really quite different, but in a good way. Like it was always over like 2 days,
Yeah.
and I go and see all these different doctors,
Yeah.
and then they all get together for a couple hours to discuss my case, and there's what is called multidisciplinary, where and everyone gets together and they all talk and form one like health plan for me, and then of course, you know, the military said we had 2 more years on our orders over there,
Mm-hmm.
but they told us to come back because they said the medical care would be better for me in the States,
Which,
which was a total joke because
yeah,
you get here and the doctors don't talk to each other. You go to all these different appointments and it's like I don't know, like it just is totally different. And
yeah,
we experienced the good side of what national health care can do.
yeah. And like, those were like the top people in the world for like your specific condition too.
Yeah, like I had the
So it's just a joke that they did
I
that.
had like the number 2 doctor in the world on my condition, and then they had this other guy that was like he was one of the head people of the Human Genome Project. So I knew it was just like fantastic
Yeah,
medical care for me over there. But I don't know. I don't know how exactly it worked because we weren't British citizens, but I think the military had some contract with
yeah,
certain medical facilities or something. So
yeah. Must have been. And you know, the healthcare with military is just great, like the insurance and stuff. So
I'm not really sure how that worked. If it was insurance and so yeah, I was kind of. In a way, England was probably some of the best times of my life, I think. Not that I'm saying I had really good times here, but it was just,
in England,
yeah, we had lots of fun, and it felt like I was,
it was good.
like a good child, and I felt like I was,
Yeah,
I didn't have to worry about, I just had to, go to school and
yeah.
have fun.
England was just like good, you know.
Yeah.
Things changed.
Of course, while we were over there was when 9/11 happened.
That's true. That's true. We moved back 3 years after 9/11. About. That was a weird day. I don't remember too much from it.
I tell you my memory's wrong. But Mom told me my memory's not. I remember going to her work that day and her telling me about it.
Huh.
But Mom says I was at the AYA, but then Dad came and picked us up.
I remember being at the AYA.
So my memory carries off there.
I remember being at the AYA and like knowing something was going on and hearing that because, or maybe I heard this later, but we had to wait and stay for a while before our parents could come pick us up because the base had to be completely locked down.
Yeah.
And to get to the AYA and the CDC, it was weird, but there was like a road that was not the base. It was in England, so you'd have to go off base, cross this road, back technically on base into the part where the AYA and CDC were. So they couldn't do that. They couldn't cross the road that wasn't England because it was completely shut down. Because it's a military base and a terrorist attack had just occurred.
And the other thing it's worth to know is that because of the time difference, this was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, yeah.
In England when it happened.
So we were like out of school, I think.
We just got out of school.
And we were just like waiting for our parents to pick us up, and we had to wait longer than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an experience.
Um,
And then we were home from school for a week.
we were?
After that, it was on Delta.
Wow.
So you couldn't go obviously because the school's in the other base.
Yeah. So there were multiple bases there, and we lived on one and went to school in another, so I couldn't leave the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I don't remember that much, not being able to go to school, but
Yeah,
I
we
could
were in
vaguely
Delta
maybe
for
know.
a week.
I remember that phrase and everything, but maybe I can't remember it now.
But we really weren't supposed to be playing outside either.
Really?
Forever too, so. Yeah, that was good stuff. Of course, I didn't understand until years later exactly what had been going on. But
Yeah, I feel like I had just known that something like bad had happened, and like because we lived on a military base, something had happened there too. Like that's how it was explained to me or something.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, like okay, so like we could be a target or whatever.
Funny because I mean, for months after vehicle inspections anytime you go off and on the base.
Yeah, it was super rigorous for a while.
When they were in full military.
Yeah.
You know, vest, everything.
Yeah.
Full combat gear.
Yeah. High alert. And that's what's an interesting thing to me. I don't know what to think about 9/11 and what really happened and everything. But when I first heard people question it, it was really weird to me because it felt so real experiencing that on a military base.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it just was like, you experience that, like, everyone's on high alert, like, this is real, this is not a drill, like, that's the experience. But, yeah, I personally, and I don't want to dive into this because I'm not going to argue that 9/11 was an inside job or whatever, but it could have been. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just, there's so much cloudiness around that issue to me that it does not seem cut and dry in either direction.
And, I guess we're not as close talking about, like, our expectations when we moved. But it's the last, like,
Yeah.
year we were there and stuff.
Yeah, so, going to America was this, like, interesting concept because we were American but didn't live in America. And we had visited America a couple years before, or a few years before, and we had been here and stuff, but I had never lived here, and you didn't really remember.
Yeah, we visited here in the summer of 2001.
Okay.
So
Right before 9/11. So yeah, we were in America and we went all over and we were in Oklahoma. Do we go to Arizona? Okay, so we went from Oklahoma, I think, to Michigan, to Connecticut, to Massachusetts, Boston, and then to Connecticut. And then back home, I think. And that was really cool. I was just to visit a bunch of family. But yeah, so like when moving here, it was like interesting because it was like this, like, kind of, it was sudden in a way. Like, we knew, I think, for, like you said, a year, right?
I don't know what it was,
we knew for like a decent amount of time, but it was like we expected to be there for 2 more years.
Yeah.
Originally. So, yeah, that... I remember, like, you telling me that we were going to have to pay for water when we moved. And you told me that I had to take shorter showers. You told me we had to practice taking shorter showers.
I remember that.
Yeah, because we were going to have to pay for water, so you had to be responsible. I remember that, and I was like, alright, so I, like, practiced taking a short shower.
I wonder if... I don't know if they had to pay utilities in the base house.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I'm not sure. I would almost think no. I mean, because it's almost like you're living in a military commune at that point. Yeah, they did pay rent though?
They did not.
They didn't pay rent. Yeah, okay. You get a free house if you're in the military. That's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know what I expected, quite frankly.
Yeah, our only experience in America had been going on that vacation trip, so in our mind, like, America is fun, you know?
Yeah, I kind of remember thinking, like, okay, America's kind of like this big deal, but we heard we were moving to Utah, and I remember we had Mormon neighbors, which is crazy.
Did we have
and I think in the bungalow we had Mormon neighbors. And I think Mom was like, yeah, there's a bunch of Mormons in Utah. And that's, like, what I knew. Yeah, I don't know. I was really bummed about it. I didn't want to move. Because I had been born there, and that was where I'd lived, you know. And that my friends were there and everything, and I really didn't want to move.
It's not really much about my feelings, like... I don't know, I just feel like I don't know. I don't even really remember. I tend to be very matter of fact person. Like, okay, we're moving, whatever, you know. Thank God, like I said, I was kind of a loner. So I didn't really have any friends where I was gonna miss or anything. And I was just kind of interesting. We were packing everything up, and you know, yeah, I remember the trip took a long time,
Yeah.
like 24 hours full. Like
It was a long
that
trip.
was probably the longest time I was ever awake
Really?
in my life up to that point. We had to full 24 hours.
Yeah, it was because we had a layover somewhere, right?
Yeah, in Chicago.
In Chicago. So yeah, we went England to Chicago, and then we had to drive down to the airport too, I think. Or did we fly out of the base?
No, we flew into Salt Lake City.
No, I meant from England.
Oh yeah, I just drive down to London.
Yeah, so we drove down to London. Yeah, flew.
Wait, oh, that was. Oh, okay. We did drive. But it was a bus.
Because the car got shipped over
The
here.
car got shipped before that. So it must have been like a bus or either.
Shuttle.
That or someone drove us down there.
Yeah.
Maybe Graham Sue did.
Maybe Reverend Sue did.
I remember that when we came. Oh, wow.
We'll have to ask.
Yeah, because there's one. No, okay, I get confused. Between the vacation.
Okay.
Going to America and when we moved here.
Okay.
Because when I went on vacation, Dad went to Russia
Yeah.
and he met us in Boston.
Oh. Whoa. Crazy. Okay. That's crazy. That's weird. I kind of remember that now. Like, I remember Dad going to Russia, but then him meeting, that was all one thing. Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah, and so that was our experience in England. I mean, there's a lot more stories than that, but
Yeah.
that's, pretty good
Pretty good background.
background. And then I think
Some
we'll
stuff that went on.
maybe make this a second part and we'll talk about our life from then to now, being in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be part 2 with Utah.
So look forward to that, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for listening. That was episode number 2, and we'll see you next time.